Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in my Disco Elysium game. In our last session, when we last left our heroes, um, I had that rather intense um, conversation, interaction with Coalition Warship Archer. Yes, and I'm in the dance hall here. Let's just get out of here. I'm not even sure what to do next at this point, to be honest. Let's just get away from the music so I can think. uh, but yeah, so I'm not sure if, like, regarding that conversation, I'm not sure if that's the kind of thing, like, maybe I needed to be further on in the quest in order to get a better result. Maybe I had to have Kim with me to get a better result. Or maybe it was always doomed to failure. Um, maybe it could have led to like an alternate ending of the game for all I know. Um, like, like on further reflection, maybe it's just as well they didn't put me through to the coalition committee, because if they did decide to take it seriously and heard that there was civil war brewing here, they might have put boots on the ground and sent them. Warship Archer is a military ship. They might have just sent the military in to pacify the region. I mean, this is occupied territory, following a revolution. So where am I even going? What am I doing? Yeah, so, hey, maybe it's just as well. What is this Samaran butter anyway? I mean, again, from the location, I presume it's Silang's thing? Or is there something else? I don't know. A bit confused by that. Yeah, I was considering, are there any checks I want to re-roll or anything? But I have actually used up all of my usable skill points. I carefully held on to a bunch of extras for this whole game, and I actually used them all up. So yeah, that's all done. I mean, that's all those possible optional quests I can't really do anything with. So yeah, okay. So what have I got in terms of objectives? There's determine where the shot came from. I haven't been able to find anything on the boardwalk. I have a sneaking suspicion I need to get on the roof of that building, and I have a feeling that's where the sniper location is. But I can't get into the building without Kim, so that has to be put off for later. Confront pigs, but getting the gun back has to be done at 10 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock, right? 3:23? Yeah, 3:23 p.m. So, can't do anything with that yet. Ask about Ruby in the village. Yeah, Luke Ruby brought you to a mural that you somehow think is important. Inspect it thoroughly. I need Kim with me to do that. And make Phoenix Jam harder core. Help Egghead with the beat. This may take a while. I mean, the signifier "this may take a while" tells me that that's something I'm gonna have to come back to later. And then off figures to Dolores Day. What an odd test to give yourself, but here we are. I have the figure. I tried clicking on the image of Dolores Day in the church, and it didn't let me do anything with it. So I don't know what this means. I don't know if there's another image of Dolores Day somewhere that I'm supposed to do something with. Yeah. I've kind of run out of things to do at this point. I'm thinking of just sitting and reading. I think before I do that, I'm gonna fast travel to Waterfront. because morale is low at the moment. Um, I'm deliberately putting off using the magnesium to bring the morale back up. But I think I will buy some more.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
I noticed the option to buy the ammonia is now gone again. Oh well. Let's get some more Hypnocama.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
It's worth trying to talk to anyone else here. I don't think I have any. I'm probably not going to have anything useful more to say to this guy.
To work!
You a mercenary hired by Wild Pines. Yeah. Okay. I think it's all the same. I mean, I haven't talked to these people in a while. I haven't talked to them this day at all. So.
How can I help you?
Think about the Hardy Boys. Very striking. Yeah, this is all stuff I've said before. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could recheck the like the sub dialogue options, but that's just feels like it's gonna take forever. Is it worth trying to talk to Everett again? The answer is probably not. I mean, I got last time I was here, I got the information out of him about the you know, his all his plans, all his evil schemes. He did his villainous monologue. Doubt I'm gonna be able to get anything else from him, but what the hey.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon?
Presumably he's talking about Joyce leaving.
There's a mean little light in his eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
His tone is totally different now. The jolly man of the people is gone, and so is the smile.
The implication being that he's dropping the action out. He's being more honest about evil intentions and so on.
His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred. This is decades of hatred speaking right now.
Oh boy, okay. Yes, it sort of did look like that. A bacteria growing smaller and smaller. Or, no, it looked like a boat sailing away from the coast. No need to be overly dramatic, or, I don't understand. What do you mean? I mean, I get the feeling he's feeling hatred towards White Pines. This seems to suggest I'm joining in this hatred. This is more neutral, and this is, or, well, I mean, not this is. Actually, this is the more neutral one. This is more like, shh, don't be dramatic. Trying to brush him off. Yeah, I don't know. I have helped Everard do some his tasks and stuff, in the way I don't really like the idea of going along with his schemes. I sort of wonder if maybe I get a better ending for the game if I like double down and triple down it and like continue backing him up, or if I should continue to just stall before the finish line. um, I don't know. I mean, Kim's not here to judge me right now. Yeah, maybe I'll take Everett's side just for the moment. Yeah, it did look like that. Bacteria growing smaller and smaller.
I bet it did. I bet it did. Ha! I guess what matters is that my message got across.
He laughs, but his laughter is void of joy. What message?
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that.
He nods forcefully.
You can kill 1,000,000 people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
Vein on his forehead is pulsating. Okay, now I know why you've been so forthcoming. So this is your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her. How do you know she left? You used me, proceed. Or, that's wild that you got me to do all that stuff, proceed. Or, thanks for letting me play a part, Everard. This last bit he says here, "Goodbye, you inhuman F word." Is he directing that at me, or is he saying that rhetorically, like this is how the police treat him if he doesn't, yeah, whatever. Anyway, now I know why you've been so forthcoming.
No, Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real.
He taps his chest and points to you. So this is your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her?
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
He exhales slowly. But you did want me to relay info to her.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbour. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
How do you know she left? That's a silly question. I mean, it's a rather noticeable boat, but whatever. I just got 5 experience points for saying this one, so I might as well go through all the options. How do you know she left?
Harry, I bunked her cabin.
Oh.
I bunked her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap, but my boys advised against it.
Huh.
They must have done it while Joyce was busy questioning the locals.
Does that mean that Everett's been privy to every conversation we had with her? So you've been listening to our conversations all the time?
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
He stretches his arms like a discus thrower. The Hardy Boys? I don't know if it'd be the Hardy Boys doing that, but
Hell no! They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
Yeah, the Hardy Boys are sort of they sort of feel like they're more like the Grunts. They're the militaristic bunch. Anyway, where are these boys now?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question.
Yeah.
They're pros, Harry.
He bursts out laughing. You used me? That's wild. How you got me to do all that stuff? Or thanks for letting me play a part. So I can take an antagonistic role, I can take the more neutral role, or I can take his side here. How much? There's 14 hours left in this thing. Okay, and Um, I don't know. Like I'm just weighing my options here. This is me overthinking as usual. That's as is my want. Um, let's just imitate Everard here. Just hands behind the head and just rock back and forth periodically. Anyway, um, I mean, if I say something like thanks for letting me play a part, Everard. I mean like I could just kind of suck up to him a bit. I don't know. Maybe I can get more stuff out of him. Um, on the other hand, I mean, I, I don't I don't think he cares much about me beyond how useful I am to him. You know, the you used me is probably more apt. Um, and you know, whatever gets done with that community center he's building probably isn't worth however many people get killed over this. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sort of feeling like if I was going to pick this option, thanks for letting me play a part. I would want that to be part of a game where I go all the way just in with him from beginning to end, and I don't know. I haven't really done much to go against him. I could still do that, but I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards the you use me option.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
I used my intellectual curiosity against me, but she told me a beautiful story about the discovery of the insulinda, or but she said she's insane like me, or so what's going to happen now? Conclude. Um, no, I mean, use my intellectual curiosity against me. I mean, we can play to Everett's ego, I suppose. Um, use an intellectual curiosity against me.
Against you? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you.
He's taken it back. She told me a beautiful story about the discovery of the insulinda.
Of course she did. Rich people have the best stories about all the interesting things they've done and seen, all the beautiful places they've been to. It's just sentimentalism. She can afford to be sentimental, and she can afford to lose as well.
She said she's insane like me. Did she? Don't specifically remember her saying that. Is that a helpful thing to say in this case? I mean, he's been listening in and everything, but I don't know. Whatever, let's go with that, I guess. It's an option.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
His expression betrays extreme skepticism. She told me she's over-radiated from pale transit, or she has a sentimentality and longing about her. Over-radiated from pale transit? I don't think that's something she said. Yeah, this is a weird line. I mean, but she said she's insane like me. I don't recall her saying that. I'm confused by the fact that this is an option. I'm only saying because I'm wondering, was there some dialogue that I've just forgotten or something? This reaction suggests that, I don't know. Overrated from pale transit. I still feel like I need more information about the pale. I'm gonna pick the pale option just because maybe I can get more information about the pale. Probably not, but what the hey.
No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
I've actually walked the path of sobriety for a while now, or oh, F off. I don't drink more than everyone else. Or that's actually good advice, I might. Or if that's what it takes, I'll do it for the working class. For a while now, 4 days. Well, more like 3 days, because I did have a drink before punching out and Measurehead. Let's go with, that's actually good advice, I might.
Don't just say it, Harry. Do it. We gotta be more disciplined than they are, or we'll lose.
He wags his finger at you. Okay, so, I still have this option here. Does that mean I can go through the dialogue tree and pick the other options? What? Okay, I'm just curious.
She's not insane.
She has sentimentality and longing about her.
Heh, she's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are, Harry. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of the upper-class winos, just like old Mr. Clare here.
I've actually walked past fight for a while now.
I can see that, Harry. Alcohol has left its marks, but you're doing better than when I first saw you. Rich man is shitting himself. The working class sober.
Okay, let's just move on. So what's going to happen now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone. Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
Are we sure about that? I mean, you know, Colonel Laley is still dead, and the 2 Cordell soldiers are still out there. And it's hinted that they have a couple hundred more that they might call in, which might turn this into a bloodbath. Like, getting the White Pines folks to go bugger off doesn't really affect that. Anyway, you could have just told me I would have been on board. Damn, Everett, I was hoping I'd somehow get to F you over in the end, not the other way around. Or if I swore fealty to her, she was my beautiful Lade, L-A-E-D-E. I have a bad taste in my mouth. You better make sure this ends up saving lives. Or look, I just want to do police work. You could have just told me I would have been on board. I mean, probably not. Damn it, I was hoping. This feels like one of those lines that's probably gonna give me a morale hit if I pick it. Sort of fealty to her. She was like beautiful. That's an odd line. I have a bad taste in my mouth. You better make sure this ends up saving lives. I mean, I'm leaning towards that one, to be honest. I'm not convinced this will save lives. Like, I feel like he's missing the important point that the Cornell guys are still out there. Look, I just want to do police. I guess like the neutral option. I'm gonna go with I have a bad taste in my mouth. You better make sure this ends up saving lives.
That it will, Harry. That it will. As to the bad taste, please, you're not a sommelier. You're a cop.
Sincere smile crosses his face.
You knew something. Something big. And you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you, inside information is the sweetest thing in the world. It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history.
I can say, or my thoughts exactly, or no, 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 or it does make sense when you word it like that. Inside information. So like, seems like the neutral option. I can say no, 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 no if I wanted to reject it entirely. I don't exactly, and it does make sense when you worded that like that. Seem like differing levels of agreement. Let's just say it does make sense when you word it like that, I guess.
Damn right it does, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation. But look at me going on and on, like some kind of a father figure. And to think we're about the same age.
He laughs. Okay, so what now? So what the F now? Spread your arms. Yeah, so what now?
Now there's a whole lot of work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's get to it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
Got some experience. If you have a question about the harbor, can we go over a few details concerning the murder again? I'm going to have to lead out, but we might talk again later. I think the rest of this is just going to be stuff before. I'll take a look, just see if there are any options here. Can we details concerning the murder?
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you.
Connected, mercenaries, shipping company, mentioned lawyer girl, Hardy and crew. That these Hardys can be asked for cooperation. Okay, so there's nothing new there.
By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
Questions about the harbor?
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. So, what's on your mind?
Signatures like, did you order the hanged man killed? Who killed the hanged man? Again, how are you going to find a new independent harbor? Can I ask you about specific union members? Can I get my gun now? That's all there.
Very nice, Harry.
Okay. Alright. So I got, I don't know, got a wee bit of experience. Had a bit of dialogue. I don't suppose, Leo has anything new to say.
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important police officer and all, and personally, I think the more people keeping the peace, the better.
Thanks, Leo. Okay. It's just nothing new. It's all this stuff I said before. So yeah, there's. Hey, I got experience out of visiting Everett. So hey, it was worth a trip. It's worth talking to this guy. Probably not. Doubt he's gonna have anything new to say. He doesn't.
Welcome back, friend. What can I do for you?
Though you cannot see his face, you can tell he's smiling warmly. He doesn't light up when I right click. That's part of the reason I couldn't find him before. Okay.
It was a real pleasure. Some farewell, friend.
Yeah, okay. I think it's just same stuff as before. Okay, what else is there to do? I doubt there's going to be anything of interest.
This is the night watchman's booth.
Yeah, I took the picture that was here. There are clickable items down here. Like, what's up with that? Is there a way down there? Like, why is there something that's clickable here? What is this? Like, that's where Gary the Cryptofascist lives. This is the roof, which, you know, comes from the ladder that's in here as like Kuna's little hideout. Like, this is the path that leads up here where you can jump down onto here, theoretically. But, this over here? How do you get here? Oh, that's the apartment building, right, okay. Derp. Yeah, yes, that's, cigarette smoking guy and Sunday friend, okay, alright. Yeah, and that's where, Miss Widow is. I don't remember her name. Where we had that, memorable, but maybe not memorable enough, conversation, with her. Anyway. Alright, so, yeah, 3:36 p.m. here. I mean, I think I've pretty well, I've like exhausted all dialogue with all the available characters. The only thing I can think of is I haven't done, I haven't ratted out, Classia to Gart. It seemed like a mean thing to do. But on the other hand, if there's suspicion that she did actually nick the phone line, and there's something else going on there, maybe this could, potentially put some pressure on her. I don't know. Feels like a stretch. I don't know if we actually have enough information to be able to say that. She didn't make, like, if she didn't make the call, then it would. I don't know. Would it be bad to tell him about her? It's like, at this point, like, if I tell him that I'm only doing it to pass time, really. Maybe I'll save it first. Not that I'm going to reload.
Hey, was there something you needed?
That's another thing of the whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Classia in room 3, she nicked the phone line. I don't know, like, it just, like, it's part of it. It feels wrong. Like, like, she told me in confidence as part of an investigation, you know? Yeah, you know what?
Yes?
Nah, screw it. I'm gonna... not bother with that. I think I'm just gonna... Let's just read to pass time, I guess. I did find a couple of books. That's okay. I already read that. This is the Purpose of the Pale. I already read that. Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. Another Dick Mullen book that woefully misrepresents the nature of police work. In this one, a detective returns from a trip having successfully solved one case, only to embark on another. Does he finally face the taxing nature of his occupation? No, he doesn't even look like an officer of the law.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch.
Examine the cover.
The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind him are two silhouettes wrapped in a passionate embrace. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen. That seems to sum up the premise nicely.
Start reading.
The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vesper to a small town along the Insulindian coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he's asked, then returns home where he passes out drunk, as he does most nights.
Okay. Look, I can't judge or keep reading, or I don't need to read this. I'm already loving it, huh? Hey, Interpreter 84 is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Look, I can't judge.
2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vesper police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane was shot in a bar in the very town Mullen dropped him off in by a man matching Mullen's description. Desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vesper police to release him for 3 days so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence.
Just about to head to bed, but I might as well give you a view before I leave for the night. You don't mind me lurking, I hope? That's cool, that's cool. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, if you need to go to bed, by all means, have a good night. This isn't exactly the most exciting part of the game at this point, I think. The really interesting bit was the last stream. Right now I'm just killing time. Anyway. No way Mullen did it. Keep reading.
Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named Diana Denerva.
Nice, a dame. Or now it's getting interesting. Keep reading. Or I feel like I've read this before. Close the book. Nice, a dame. Sure.
And not just any dame. She's truly one in a million. A knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. But she's got a secret.
Man, who doesn't? Or sounds like my kind of woman. Man who doesn't?
Secrets are the currency of human relations.
Okay, now it's getting interesting. Keep reading.
Denerve reveals that she was Spillane's lover, and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strung-out art collector named Torvald, each of whom has his own reasons for wanting Spillane dead.
Okay. What is this, a choose your own adventure thing? Tell me about this corrupt police captain, or I want to hear about the politician's son, or what was that about an art collector, or okay, let's get on with the story. Is this like tell me about it? Are we breaking the fourth wall here? We're acknowledging that the narrator's reading it to me. Anyway, okay. Tell me about the corrupt police captain, I guess.
Outwardly, the old police captain is a real law and order crypto-fascist, a barrel-chested man who's beaten his share of suspects to pulp. But he's also dirty and increasingly paranoid that someone's going to expose his role in the drug ring. He would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible that he was able to conceal it long enough to commit the murder?
Looks like a missile limp from an old war injury. Okay. But why would it be necessary to conceal the limp to commit the murder? But whatever. I mean, I suppose if it's hinting he's trying to fake being Dick Mullen or something. Anyway, I want to hear about the politician's son.
A typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, he's just in over his head. He does bear a personal grudge against Spillane, though, a former prosecutor who nearly brought down his father's administration. The kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build, but he is the correct height, and while interrogating him at his home, Mullen did notice a certain overcoat that looks suspiciously like his own.
And what was that about an art collector?
Torvald, the art collector, is a strung-out mess. Frankly, it's hard to imagine him holding a pistol steady enough to actually hit someone, let alone plug them 3 times in the chest the way O'Spillane did.
God did. Kid stole his overcoat? Maybe? Torvald just seems to be the only one who has a name. The other ones are just the politician's son and the corrupt police captain. Anyway.
That said, Torvald and Spillane have a long history, and while interrogating him, Mullen discovers that Torvald was once involved with Deanna Deneuve. Could it be that this is all over a sordid love triangle?
Yeah, love triangle thing going on. Okay, let's get on with the story.
One evening, Deanna Deneuve comes to Mullen's hostel room in tears. The two of them drink half a bottle of vodka, and soon they're seeking comfort in each other's arms.
Oh yes, it's that kind of story.
Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips.
I got healed by that, funnily enough. Yeah, not even like not a morale heal, like a health heal. Nice, get it, Mullen. Or I'm not sure I'm happy with this, but maybe the story will turn around. Let's go with nice, get it, Mullen. Yes.
As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Deanna Deneuve turns to Mullen and says, "By the way, Dick, there was something else I meant to tell you. The name of the true killer. Always aim for the center of mass." Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly.
No. She's there to distract him, I guess. F word or can't trust a dame, shake your head, or I don't really like where this is going, close the book. No, let's move on a bit. I've managed to kill 2 hours here, or two in-game hours here. Close it? No. We need to kill some time. We need to find out how this thing ends. I got a heal from this, so I'm gonna carry on. I'm just gonna say F word here.
When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are covered with her blood.
Oh, that sucks. Double F word.
Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, knowing it's only a matter of hours before the cops discover Deneuve's body, if they haven't been tipped off already. The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before the cops catch up to him, he's going away for life. Can you solve the case before the cops close in?
Wait, I've got some questions first, or I figured it out? Wait, really? Is this kind of thing I have to figure it out myself before the game tells me? Is this a test quizzy kind of thing? Anyway, let's go with I've got some questions first.
What is it, detective?
Why does everyone close to Dick Mullen wind up dead? Oh, might be turning into a Rorschach test kind of thing. Why did Dick Mullen become a detective in the first place? Why bother solving crimes when the world is so evil? I don't have any more questions to figure it all out. Why did Dick Mullen become a detective in the first place?
There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective.
Was I not born to be a detective? Or why is he like that? I'm wary of picking options which might give me a morale hit. I'm going to go with the why is he like that.
Dick Mullen was made to crack skulls and solve cases. It's who he is. He could no more stop being a detective than a tiger could cease to be a predator in the night. For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page and see the book for what it is. A collection of brittle, cheaply printed pages held together by glue made from the hooves of horses. You won't find the answers you're looking for here, in other words.
Why is everyone close to Dick Mullen wind up dead?
It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. That's why Dick Mullen never lets anyone get too close. What's the matter? Afraid you've been hacking up your friends' bodies in the night?
Yeah, I get the definite feeling that the book is acting as a metaphor for Harry's life or something. Like, particularly this line here, why bother solving crimes when the world is so evil? This feels like it might give morale hit. On the other hand, it might give experience. So I'm going to click it for content.
Is it really so evil, detective?
Okay, maybe not. There are parts worth saving, or yep, it's pretty effing evil. Let's go with the parts worth saving.
Like what?
Friends and family, or the pleasure of contemplating art, or the taste of a good cigarette, or smooth taste of some ultra high proof booze. Friends and family? That's I would lean towards. I mean, I get the definite feeling that Harry's social life is a mess, so it might not really apply to him. And Kim is mad at him right now, and he doesn't really. It doesn't sound like he has many friends in the Force. Like his. We did make some art earlier. I mean, just for the fact that we did paint that wall, and we were only able to do it as a result of getting succeeding at a difficult role. Go with the art? I'm leaning towards the art. Yeah, let's go with that.
You don't know how you know, but you can feel this book laughing at you. You think contemplating art is going to save you?
Yeah, I do. I'm the goddamn art cop, after all. Or hey, F you, book. Give the book the finger. Wasn't there was there an art cop? Oh yeah. There's the actual art degree. There wasn't a thought cabinet thing for arty thing. Yeah, I opted not to get that one. Oh well. Let's go with the goddamn art cop. Why not?
Whatever you say, art cop. The book has stopped laughing, but you can feel it grinning smugly at you.
Hey, F you, book. Give the book the finger. It's my only option.
You know you look like a madman, right? Giving an inanimate object the finger like that.
Ah, darn. Probably should have gone somewhere private to read this. Oh well. I don't have any more questions. I figured it all out.
So, who did it, detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneur?
Okay, so Jerry, please captain the junkie art collector, the politician twat son, Dick Mullen? Question mark? Or, you know what? I don't even care. Close the book. I mean, again, the junkie art collector is the only one who was actually named. It seems to sort of be directing me in that direction. He said that, like, the politician's twat son is just too much of a little guy to pass as Dick Mullen, even though he had the trench coat that resembled his. I mean, hey, maybe it's going to turn out there was all three of them or something like that. I didn't clear what the motives. Whatever. I'm going to go with the junkie art collector.
Could be. Who knows? Only one way to find out.
Finish the book.
You begin furiously flipping through pages. Even as you know these books follow a series of well-worn tropes, you find yourself completely engrossed. You're turning pages so fast, you don't even notice the ancient spine coming unglued. You Try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick enough. They're gone.
Reaction speed, impossible roll. I needed a 20. I would need 11 more points in reaction speed. Basically, I'm supposed to fail this roll. Are you saying that the page just blew away? Shoot. Would it have made a difference if I'd been indoors when I read this?
Dozens of pages scatter across the ground. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble the pages, but it would take way too long.
Stupid old horse glue, or yeah, now I'll never know. Stupid old horse glue.
Yes, blame a dead horse for your fat, clumsy fingers. In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity.
I guess put the book away. Yeah, I don't know if it makes any difference, but it probably wouldn't make a difference if I was indoors when I read that. You never know. It depends on how sophisticated the game is, I suppose. But yeah, that's it for the Dick Mullen book, I guess. What we also got here? Book 16 Days of Coldest April. Cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. It tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a period of ethnic unrest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism. Alright. So what time is it? Okay, so it's 5:55 p.m. Again, all of my objectives are stuff that I can't do right now. This one I can do when it hits 10 o'clock, 10 p.m., 2200 hours. So, so 4 more hours from now. Like, so maybe I don't know. Like, reading that book seems to have killed a couple, well, 2.5 hours. Let's see if I can get kill some more time with this.
In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
Reload and see if it makes a difference. I think the last time I saved was it wasn't long ago, really. I mean, I could. I'm just gonna play it as is. I'm probably, like, when I finish this game, I'm probably gonna try it again and like do different things, like different stats and go in different directions. Because this game does appear to have a lot of very different branching pathways. Like the last stream I did, there were a couple of people in the chat saying that they never got the event that I got, with the contacting the warship archer and all that. So that was interesting. I didn't think I did anything that unusual, but apparently it was. Apparently I stumbled into a rare event. But yeah, it'd be interesting to do different things the next time around and just generally see how it turns out. Anyway, moving on. Feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead.
How long is this book anyway?
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
Yeah. Where did I even find this book? I first found this randomly while I was searching a place at one point. Do we solve the case yet? Not exactly. Like, what my objectives, like, we figured out that the guy who was hanged was shot before he was hanged, and we're trying to figure out where the shot came from. We're supposed to check 3 different locations. I checked one of them, and there were like two other possible shot origins, which I don't have access to yet. the lady in the fishing village, Lillian, said that we could use her boat to get to the islet uh, uh, where the other place is. But she said her boat won't be available until the next day. And I I I'm pretty sure this one, checking the boardwalk for bullet traces. I think the sniper location is from the roof of the building, which I can't get into unless I have Kim with me. And yeah, you may have noticed I don't have Kim with me. I don't know if you saw that particular stream session, Turbojet, but there was an ugly incident where I failed a bad roll. There's a bit where you can dance to the music at the dance hall, and there's a rule where try to encourage Kim to dance with you, or to dance too. And failing the roll, I made my guy yell a racial slur at him, and he left angrily and said that he has some other business to attend to, and I should carry on with the case alone for the rest of the day. So that was unfortunate. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one here, checking the boardwalk for bullet traces. I don't think I can do that unless Kim is with me. And I think this the same with the ask about Ruby in the village thing. Because there was a building I need to investigate, and it says I need Kim with me to check out the building. Surprised they didn't execute you on the spot. Ah, well. I mean, Kim is. I mean, he's. His pride in being Revacholian. I mean, in addition to. What am I trying to say? But yeah, but he's still generally he's the sort of person who's like all business and you know sort of uptight about that sort of thing. I don't think he's not generally one to lose his cool so much he's going to execute someone. I mean, I know you're joking, but you know. But yeah, basically, I can't do any of these objectives until the next day. This is the only one I can do today, and I need to wait until this time. So I really am just killing time here, reading books. So here we go. Nearly 600 pages long. Cool. Okay.
Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
Look at the back cover.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
What does she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Start reading.
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Eurograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes.
What happens next?
It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
Wait, really? Like, I'm about to get a health penalty here? Read 10 more pages, or no, I won't subject myself to Gradian realism. This is content. I'm going to read 10 more pages.
They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair.
Oof.
And in the end, they betray each other and succumb to the absurdity of Gradian life. The man becomes a lens grinder, completely abandoning his former existence.
They betray each other? Okay. I'm gonna just shoot up morale here. I don't know what happens if the morale hits 0, but probably better if I don't find out. Um, I mean, I could just use the stuff to heal up anyway, but it all heals up when I go to sleep at night anyway. So I might as well just leave it be, as far as I know. Anyway, moving on.
He toils through the daily drudgery at the Lenka Polyfabricate. Happiness and fulfillment have eluded him his whole life. And, in the end, he has nothing to do but dedicate himself to the craft.
To the craft? Or what craft? Or what did he do again? Oh, he's a lens grinder. Okay. And the woman?
She spends the next several decades standing at a conveyor in a Sosnovo fish processing plant. The smell of fish guts slowly seeps into her hair and skin, as every single one of her dreams dies, one by one.
Several decades? So basically her whole life then.
The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass in solitude, their bodies growing ever more decrepit.
Okay, I mean, this is, it's just a big ol' life sucks book. Okay. This is terrible, or why can't I put this book away? Let's go with this is terrible, I guess.
As life leaves their remains between the soil sheets, their final thoughts are filled with regret.
Well, that's sad. Is that it? They just go through the whole thing in an hour? 600 pages in tiny font? If I hit start reading again, is there, do I get other options?
Detached to prose,
This is the same
as
stuff.
ethnic tensions run wild. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
This just says regarding
You've
reading.
made the right
Hey.
life choices today, sir.
Hey, going back in and saying no, don't read it gave me experience. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, anyway, so now we're at 7 p.m. What now? I've read all my books. I've talked to all the people. Reload? Not sure what. Reload what for? I'm not sure what I'd be reloading for. Yeah, so I've already done all this. Man from Himdall series. There was just one book left to read from the bookstore. It's the Man from Himdall series, and I filled my role for finding a good book. I don't. I used up all my points, so there's nothing I can do till next level up, and I don't think there's anything left for me to do to gain more experience or anything. I think I'm just gonna have to sit and pass time. I guess I'll save it first. Oops, down here. There's, I believe there's a bench I can sit on. Sit on bench.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Twiddle your thumbs, wait for 15 minutes, stare into the sky, wait for 30 minutes, or think deep thoughts, wait 1 hour. I have to pass 3 hours here. It feels like a waste of time, but I'm going for it. Wait, think deep thoughts.
You finally stop picking your nose.
Thanks. Think deep thoughts again.
Time passes. You
And-
ponder upon an endless winter that covers everything in ice and snow. What a struggle it would be.
One more time. Think deep thoughts. Oh, actually, This is still working, right? Yeah. Does it does it make it this thing work harder if I'm thinking deep thoughts? I wonder. Because right now it says 8 hours and 49 minutes left, and if I hit think deep thoughts one more time.
Time passes. You ponder upon an endless winter that covers everything in ice and snow. What
Okay.
a struggle it could be.
Okay, get up. Alright, so 2200 hours. This is the time when I should be able to find pigs to get the gun back. So just past the fishing village until you see the boardwalk. So here's the fishing village. I mean, this is the dock. I'm gonna take a peek over here just because. Yeah, didn't think so. That's just Lillian. I've already talked to her.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards.
Yeah, nothing new there. So we're going to go up to the boardwalk, see if we can find Miss the Pigs. Don't know why she's called the Pigs. That's the name that she goes by. And she allegedly has my gun, and maybe I can get... Here we go! She definitely was not here. She was not here the previous day. What is going on here? Is this what I would... I heard eerie, weird noises, like whirring noises, when I was here before. It's not making those noises now.
Put your hands where I can see them.
The aging woman under a mountain of police paraphernalia mumbles to herself and noses you and reaches for the megaphone. Okay. How did I not... How could I not have noticed this person before? It's just the flashing lights. Like, what in the world? Did she take these lights off of a police car or something? And she does have a megaphone. Okay, alright, moving on.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now. Show me your hands. Right now.
She screams into the megaphone.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Lovely.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
Okay, raise your hands. Easy, ma'am. Take it easy. I don't feel comfortable being separated from my multi-tool. Or, no, the tear is mine. I collected it. Refer to the fact that he has these things in his hands. Okay. I'm just going to go with raise your hands. I mean, she has a gun.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket. Fear and a threat! Fear and a threat!
Her eyes fill with terror. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. I wonder if I should have put the armor on the clearest before doing this.
Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground. Get on the goddamn ground!
I wasn't taking anything out of my pocket, or, ma'am, I just want to talk with you. I just want to talk to you?
Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, foreskin, vagina, and rectum.
I don't have all of those things. Okay.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening. As long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her.
Uh-huh, okay. She's just generally just very detached from reality, I guess.
The situation looks bad. Calm yourself. Steady your breathing.
Oof. Red check with 42% chance of success. Hand-eye coordination. +1, this is the pigs. Okay. Please identify yourself, ma'am. You're not the police. I am the police. Or, nope, not right now. I have the option to leave. Do I have any, I mean, this is a red check, so I can't do it over. I kind of wonder if, maybe I can step away and wear clothing that boosts the hand-eye coordination. Before I try that, okay, I'm going to try identify myself as police. You're not the police, I am the police.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
She lowers the megaphone halfway, but immediately raises it again and screams. Okay. Help if you fail hand-eye, it gives you history load. Yeah. Baby, you know who I am. Everybody knows. Wink. What? Yes, I'm the backup. Resist a yawn? Here to back you up. Or Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. Would she respond to me identifying myself? Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. Let's go with that.
No, 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 no. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth. Aggravated assault! Man down! Officers in pursuit!
Suddenly she raises the megaphone and screams. Okay. Was she starting to come around there for a second there? Okay, anyway, what's the situation?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
She screams in the megaphone. Red and blue lights illuminate the spit flying everywhere.
Does she not believe you're actually a police officer?
I really am a cop. Look, my badge. Take out your badge and show it to her. Or, hey, you're the one impersonating a police officer. I mean, I've got the badge. I might as well. I don't know. She might not respond well to me, like, reaching into a pocket for my badge. Then again, maybe it doesn't matter. She's kind of out of her head. I'm gonna go with this. Showing the badge.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azima!
She repeatedly bashes the megaphone against her head, then screams in the bloody mouthpiece. Okay.
It's not a code, just disjointed words.
Yeah, I think this is gonna. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to talk her around, but I have a feeling this might end up with me just needing to just try to tackle her and grab the gun from her. Try the hand-eye coordination roll. I mean, I don't know. Maybe saying the right words can at least improve my chances of a successful roll.
She's losing it. One twitch and there will be blood.
Please identify yourself, ma'am.
It's the goddamn police shitbag! Hug the pavement! You're under arrest!
She yells into the megaphone.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs?
Okay. You know what? Before I do anything else, I'm gonna back away. Say nope, not right now.
Confined quarters, assailant coming at me! Split-second decision! Fire at will!
Condition black. All systems critical.
Well,
No. They're really not. The gun wasn't even loaded. No shots fired. You're fine.
I took a health hit and then it came back. It's like,
isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real.
The old woman looks at the treacherous weapon. I mean, the fact that she's making the comment, "This isn't real," kind of suggests to me that maybe on some level she's aware that she's prone to hallucinations, but isn't sure which ones are the hallucinations, which ones are real.
Police gunfires have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
The gun lands on the wooden planks and tears run down her scratched cheeks.
She looks devastated. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
Huh. I can pick up the gun, or I can just say I'm done with this gun and leave it behind forever. No, I think I want to pick it up. I mean, there's a good chance we're going to get into a gunfight later. This seems like prudent to do. Pick up the gun.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Her voice is growing fainter as she rocks back and forth slowly.
This linden-headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is grinding to a halt. Tired of walking the desert, it doesn't want to feel or think anymore. Okay, you need to figure out what to do with her now.
I got 30 more experience points. That's I'm up to 95. I just need 5 more and I can get another skill point. Okay.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
The old woman mumbles, staring blank at the boardwalk. I'm very sorry. This is how life turned out for you. Gently touch her shoulder, or "You tried to kill me!" Exclamation marks. Or, "All right, what am I going to do with you?" Proceed. I mean, now that the danger's averted, I feel like we can afford to be a little more gentle with her here. Let's try to be a little empathetic, I guess. Very sorry, this is how life turned out for you.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
All right, what am I going to do with you?
The catatonic woman, especially now that she's unarmed, doesn't seem to be a threat to anyone but herself.
Titus wants to be the sheriff. I'll tell him where to find you. Maybe he knows your family? At patrol officer Pigs, your heart is in the right place. And bow. Or just quietly leave the old woman alone. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards the Titus one. I mean, like as much as Titus Hardy tries to present himself as this this macho, strong guy, is just gonna have everything his way. There are hints of him, wanting to care for the people under his, under his care, under his authority, under his whatever. I'm kind of leaning towards that option. Yeah, Titus wants to be a sheriff. I'll tell him where to find you. Maybe he knows your family.
Please leave the radio on. Mr. Moran is on Channel 8.
As you turn to leave, the faintest of voices comes from the old lady, but it's but a reflex, nothing else.
Reflex to what? Being left alone. She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Search her? So, got the gun back. VA 9mm pepper box pistol. Weapons when times are most dire. And Lucas here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? A 3-shot revolver. 3 shots? That's interesting. Okay. Revolving barrel VA LaSalle pepper box, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn and the engraving on the side reads Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it. Okay. I did find a bullet earlier in the previous session. Does that automatically get loaded into this, or like I don't see the bullet anywhere in my inventory. As ties Hardy and his boys to take care of the pigs, women and cat tonic on the boardwalk. It's their district, their mess, their responsibility. Is it worth trying to talk with her / interact with her now again? Give it a try.
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there, too. You're thinking of taking them. Do.
Shake her shoulder, pick up the RCM cap, confiscate the narcotics, wink, or leave her be. I'm trying to see if I can avoid using narcotics in this game, despite all the bonuses they give you and stuff. RCM cap, eh? That might even be my cap, frankly. I can take the cap.
Doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Yeah, it's lieutenant's cap. And we did learn that Harry Dubois has the rank of lieutenant. It might actually be his hat. Shake her shoulder. Is it worth trying that? I mean, it says she's catatonic. I'm gonna give it a try anyway.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
Okay, I'm gonna leave her be. So what's the cap like? Here it is. +1 authority. The cap is sturdy and comfortable and seems to retain its form very well. It fits you perfectly. The inside of it smells like cheap tobacco and typewriter ink. It feels familiar somehow. Perhaps it too is yours, though how the pigs got it is a mystery. Try that on. You got the RCM patrol cloak, or you got, here we go, RCM commander's jacket. Here. I mean, aside from the the bow tie, this is allegedly what I'm supposed to be wearing. I mean, it's got the police cap and the commander's jacket. Oops. Anyway, oh yeah, this I was already wearing the Kodosh Boost hand-eye coordination. 30 encyclopedia. Kind of like the look of the Dick Mullins hat, to be honest. Even though the encyclopedia boost from the hat basically just makes the game periodically give little factoids, little bits of trivia. Don't know how much real benefit that is. Anyway, I don't suppose the Hardy Boys are still around. I think they go after... They're still here? Okay. Well, I'm going to put on my authority hat to talk to them then. So worth putting on the speed of code, visual calculus. It's probably not going to help me right now. I thought for sure that like everyone would have gone to bed by now, but yeah.
The Copper NATO is back. What do you want?
There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
The big man laughs, nearly spitting out his beer. If you want to be the local law enforcement, these kinds of things fall on your shoulders.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Pushes up his cap.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Everett's B team? So, hey, I mean, is that hinting that Everett actually was, looking for the gun? Actually true to his word, funnily enough. I was sort of under the impression that he knew she had it all along.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, pig.
Tate gives him a beer salute and turns to you.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
A successful authority roll thanks to the authority cap. If I didn't have that hat on, I would... Anyway. She had my... I could just straight up admit she had my gun. Or, nope, she didn't have anything in mind. Which is a lie. As I'm wearing the hat that she had that I just took from her. I mean, the fact that he says you will suffer if you do, does that mean I'm going to take a health or morale hit? Or is that... I don't know. I'm just going to say nope, she didn't have anything in mind. I'll follow authority's suggestion here.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
He's still thinking it over in the corner.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
The tattoo man scratches his head with his knuckles.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
The big man says, turning to you. Oh dear. I mean, that seems to suggest that maybe they were told that she had the gun. Oh well. What's her name? Her real name? Who was she? How did she get like this? Where'd she get all her cop gear? Thanks for helping me out with this one, Titus. Yeah, what's her name? Her real name?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
He says, pouring himself another drink. Marianne Amigo LaPlante or Marianne LaPlante? I think, yes. Marianne, comma, amigo. He's saying amigo. He's referring to Titus as friend, amigo. I don't think he's saying that her name is amigo. Anyway, Marianne LaPlante.
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Might as well go through all these, I guess. Who was she?
Was, like before, just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
He swirls his beer.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
How'd you get like this?
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
He furrowed his brow in thought.
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
The tattoo man shouts. Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends? Ever think of that? Or more like, who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat, sign me up. Or law enforcement is a respectable occupation, sir. Or I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry. What did I ever pick the sorry cop thing? Or yeah, rigorous self-critique. All right, okay. It's the bonuses from failed red checks thing. Okay. Anyway. Okay. All right. What am I going to pick here? Can feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry. This, I don't know, feels doesn't feel like something that Titus or the other guys would respect. I don't think they'd care particularly. Yeah, okay. Like, looks like the top three options speak favorably of the police, and the last one is sort of like apologizing for being a police officer, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to go with the top one. Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that? I mean, whatever their opinions of the police are, I mean, I get the definite feeling she had a high opinion of them. I don't know. Somebody wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that?
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Ha.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird.
Yeah.
But whatever gets you through the day.
Big man shrugs. Okay. Where'd you get all her cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Well, thanks for helping out with this one, Titus.
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Eugene raises his glass and toast. Cool. Okay, I'm going to take off now. And yeah, at this point, I do believe I've completely exhausted everything I can do, short of telling. Okay, the officers that were here before are now absent. Yeah, aside from telling Gout about Classia nicking the phone line, I don't think there's anything else I can do, and it's probably just at this point I should just pass time until night and then sleep, and then get Kim back and do all the whatever's can be done the next day. In any case, I guess I'll save it. Yeah, I am going to make a point of actually passing the time to 2 a.m. before going to bed because one of the previous nights I went to bed prematurely, and it looked like it didn't count the time towards researching the thing that I was researching. So I think I basically just wasted that time. So yeah. Yeah. I'm sort of feeling on the fence about whether or not to tell Gout about the phone line thing. I don't know. It feels wrong, but then again, maybe it'll get me more content. I mean, it's in the direction of the main quest, and I've done everything else I can. I mean, I could just decide later if I want to do. You know what? I'm just gonna whatever. I still have other objectives to look to, you know. So yeah, let's travel to Fisherman Shacks. And let's pass time on the bench until 7:25.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Think deep thoughts.
Oh man, if we invited Guillaume Le Million here, we could create a wave-crashing beach party of unimaginable proportions. Speechless.
Okay, think more deep thoughts. Wait another hour.
Time passes.
Now it's down to 5:25.
You ponder upon an endless winter that covers everything in ice and snow. What a struggle it would be.
Think more deep thoughts. Wait another hour.
Time passes.
Now it's down to 4:25, and
you ponder upon it's getting late. Time to head to sleep. Best not stay outside on the wind-stricken coast.
Oh, really? Am I not allowed
It is
to?
the dead of night. Now is not the time for sitting, but for sleeping. It is time to find a bed.
Yeah, okay. So I have to do something else to pass the remaining 33 minutes. Well, fine. I'll go in and I'll maybe I'll read some more.
It's getting late and it's snowing. Time to call it a day.
Enter the shack. How is this looking? 4:24. So yeah, that'll complete the next day. I'm kind of curious.
You stare at the now familiar black and white rainbow.
Like,
the book feels heavy in your hands.
Like, I take a health and morale hit, but those will get healed when I sleep. So let's start reading again.
Detached as ethnic tension, it would physically hurt you to keep reading.
Read 10 more pages.
They go through a brief and somewhat awkward love affair, and in the end, he toils through the daily drudgery.
Yeah,
she spends the next several decades. The memory of their short time spent together tortures the former lovers ceaselessly until the end of their days. Years pass.
Okay, why can't I put this book away?
As life leaves their remains between the soil sheets, their final thoughts are filled with regret.
And put the book away. And hey, it passed time. And so it got me closer to this thing, and then I heal up afterward. Oh, hey, can I? What happens if I use this again?
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror.
Okay. Is there anything new when I look in the mirror?
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is. A regular, clean-shaven police officer.
These might look at the source of the expression. Yeah, it's locked for now. Oh well. Okay. Let's sleep, I guess. Go into the next
bed
day.
Is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Wait. Before I do that, when I go into the next day, I'm probably going to want to have the RCM jacket, so maybe I can impress Kim, having the proper uniform on.
The bed is comforting.
Okay, go to sleep.
The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
We're gonna have another dream sequence.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
Great, this is gonna be really chill. Or dark shore my ass. I know what this is. Or yeah, just let me sleep. It's more sarcastic option. Great, this is gonna be really chill.
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
Well, sort of maybe indirectly helped the pigs, maybe. Assuming that Titus and his boys will help her.
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Yeah, I can't. Hovering over the rhetoric thing display doesn't say how much, what the chances of. Oh well, moving on.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
I don't care, it doesn't scare me, or okay, so I'm a murderer and that's bad, or shut up, I just want to sleep. Is that what, is that what he's, forgetting? Like, I mean, the excuse me. I'm just trying to think how it ties into. Okay, like the stuff that we know about Harry. I mean, like Susie, not Susie. What's her name? Like the woman who was at the bar, who decided to quit, indicated that he was sort of bragging about being suicidal or whatever, and the guy, Roy, the pawn shop guy, said that when he pawned his gun, he said he didn't want to be a police officer anymore, and I get the feeling there's a lot of terrible guilt going on. Like maybe he did kill somebody. Wouldn't it be a heck of a plot twist if good night, Turbojet 84. Have a good one. Wouldn't it be a heck of a twist if he's the one that shot the the colonel? Although I mean, he only arrived on the scene 3 days ago, 4 days after the murder, so I'm not even sure how that would work out. I don't suppose he killed the guy out in the boardwalk. Anyway, let's go with, okay, so I'm a murderer and that's bad, I guess. I'm just going to trust that I don't take an additional morale hit when I select this.
Hear that? He doesn't even flinch. Iceman doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Blackwater, under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of is much, much worse than that.
Great. What is it, or what? Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark. Let's go with what is it? More content, more information, perhaps.
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark.
We're trying to help you.
Are you?
All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from that last dream. The worst of them all.
The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
And the air will smell of apricots, ... or her face forms in summertime, ... or I don't want to anymore. I don't want to think either one of those things. Air smell of apricots. Is that the, like, didn't it say that the card smelled like apricot gum, and that's something that reminded him of her, the woman that did whatever she did, that was in Harry's life. Her face forms in summertime, or and wasn't for that matter, apricots or scissors or anything, wasn't that supposed to be like some kind of ethnically insensitive thing alluded to in the last stream? Anyway, so let's go with the arrow smell of apricots, I guess.
Of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Everything is so okay.
It doesn't sound like it would be okay, or I can't wait, I can't wait. What is going on here? You can pick the more honest option, or the option to like be fooling myself, I guess. Let's go with doesn't sound like it'll be okay, I guess.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
I mean, you did say of hell and ancient sadness. It doesn't sound great, but whatever. Anyway, moving on.
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church.
Maybe you shouldn't have seen the stained glass window. Okay, open your eyes. Hey, healed health and morale. Hooray. And just for the heck of it, I'll save again. I'm gonna find Kim out here. Hey, Kim, how's it going? How's this meeting gonna go? Wonder if I should leave that for next session. But let's.
Yes?
Wait, really? Nothing to say? Want to talk about you?
What about me?
Wearing glasses, you don't look like other people here around here? Great. Yeah, let's make that be the first first thing we say to him after seeing him again. That's all for now, I guess.
Let's change the subject.
Okay. Guess he's got nothing to say. I thought, oh, hey,
Yes?
you can talk to him by clicking the portrait down here as well. Okay, alright, I mean, I thought there was going to be some kind of, I don't know, reconciliation or talk about it. Maybe he really did just need to go clear his head. Okay, well, now that the next day is passed, should be able to carry out all these, the rest of these objectives. So, you know, maybe this is a good stopping off point. I was kind of wanted the stream to go at least to the 2-hour mark, but probably just as well I end it now. Don't suppose there's anyone worth rating on right now. Probably not. It's a weird time to be streaming regardless. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, most of this was, the session was spent just killing time, reading books and stuff, and just killing more time. But hey, we confronted the pigs and got the gun back, and got some help from the Hardy Boys to do their duty there, so that's cool. Yeah, so this is a whole lot of, this is mostly killing time, but at least one valuable thing was accomplished, and now I'm poised to get all the things done. We can, you know, find Ruby and move the case forward regarding the whole murder and stuff. We can seek out the remaining possible bullet point origins. Yeah, it's yeah, we should be able to really move the plot forward. Yeah, that's all for now. Until next time.